Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of the Healthy Living Sessions podcast. I am your host, Philip Sessions, and today I want to talk about how mistakes happen. Now, don't let the possibility of mistakes happening get in the way of you going for what you really want. We're all bound to make mistakes. It's about pushing through that fear or the mistake itself that makes you into a better and stronger person. Too many times I see people, they fear the fact that they could make a mistake, being so embarrassed when you think about it, a mistake that you made today won't even matter 10 years from now. What you're really going to be worried about is the fact that you never went for whatever it was you wanted to go for. So why let that mistake hinder you from doing what you want to do? It makes absolutely no sense because you talk to people at the end of their lives, and the things that they regret most is not doing what they always wanted to do. So why hold back and wait till you're on your deathbed and say, man, I really wish I would have done this, or I wish I would have done that. I mean, to me, that sounds like a terrible way to die. And that, kind of goes with the whole fear of missing out thing. But we're talking about mistakes, but you fear so much of missing out on life because you're going to make this mistake that's going to be so detrimental that you end up not doing anything. When in fact, when you make mistakes, you learn so much from it. Mistakes are the stepping stones to learning. So just keep that in mind that mistakes are a good thing. We don't want to make them all the time. If we can learn from other people's mistakes, that is the most ideal thing. But no matter how much you try and help somebody out or you think about things so much, sometimes you just have to learn. It's just like when you tell a kid that that pot's hot, don't touch it, or the stove's hot, don't touch it. And you know what they do? They go and touch it. But they learn after that time that, hey, that actually is hot. Maybe I should listen to my parents. But they have to go through that mistake first. So just think about things that are holding you back. Going to the gym. I know so many people, they're so worried about looking stupid at the gym that they decide that they're not going to go, all because of that. Although they have this desire to get in better shape, they want to get stronger so they're more physically capable when they get to their older ages to be able to do things and not be so weak and fragile. But because they fear so much about making one little mistake, being embarrassed at the gym, being judged, they end up not going to the gym and they never get that goal. Same thing with talking to that guy or that girl. I had a friend once tell me, 10-second rule. If you think about it for more than 10 seconds, you're never going to go talk to that girl. Same thing goes with the guy, If you think about it for more than 10 seconds, you are more than likely not going to go talk to that person. So think about that with mistakes. If you're wanting to do something, just go for it. Just do it. Don't overthink it. Don't think about anything that could go wrong because then you're not going to do it at all. Same thing goes with asking for a raise. If you keep thinking about it and thinking about it, maybe there's probably a reason why you feel like you deserve that raise, but if you just keep thinking about how they're going to reject you, then you're never going to get that raise. Worst case scenario, you go ask for it and they don't give it to you, and then you decide, hey, these guys, they just want to work me to death, and yet they don't want to give me any compensation for that. And that's not right. And to me, that is a mistake as well, staying with a company solely for just staying with the company. Now, if you're enjoying your job, you're making what you think is good money, whatever, that's one thing. I'm not saying that you should leave solely based on money, but if they keep asking you to do more work and take on more responsibility, and then you actually do go ask for that raise, it's time to move on, but we're talking about mistakes. So, that mistake of not actually going to ask for that, because you never know. Maybe they're capped out. They can't help you out anymore. Maybe they'll help you go find something else. But you'll never know until you ask. And with anything, trying something new. You're going to make mistakes. It's going to happen. But the thing is, you have to just go ahead and do it. Too many people worry about every little thing that could go wrong instead of just doing it. And I've already mentioned this before, but this is exactly what I did with this podcast. That's what I'm about to go do with real estate. I've never done either one of those before. But you know what? Me doing it now means that come a couple of years from now, I'm going to be an expert. And there's going to be somebody in my same situation that's going to ask the question, man, Philip, how did you get so good at that? It's because I just started. Nobody's an expert until they do something. I was talking with a friend today, and we were talking about how you have to hit about 10,000 hours of doing something to become a master or expert at whatever you do. So between 0 and 2,000 hours, you're making tons and tons of mistakes on the thing you're trying to do. And between 2 and 8,000 hours is where you have the most significant growth curve. And so you're doing a lot and you're learning a lot. But then between that 8 and 10,000 mark is where you stop learning so much, and at the 10,000 mark is where you've really mastered that skill. So you think about that. If you want to try something new, you're going to make mistakes. There's going to be so much learning involved there. But the thing is, you still have to go in and make those mistakes. Because without those mistakes, you are not going to be a master. 10,000 hours, that is a ton of time. I have no idea how many years that may be. That may be only a year. I don't know. I'm not going to do the math right now. You can do that on your own. But 10,000 hours to become a master. There's quite a few mistakes in there. And I know anything that you really enjoy doing at one point, you were bad at. That's like with me in fitness. I'm not the best at fitness by any means. There's people with way more knowledge than me. But when I first started out, I did the goofiest things. And I have put in years, almost a decade worth, which is crazy to me, put in that much time at the gym. And I would say I'm definitely in the upper echelon of fitness people. Definitely not up there with some of those crazy Instagram people, but I'm definitely not one that looks like I don't work out, or maybe only work out once a week. Then there's public speaking. This whole year I've been doing stuff with, now with this podcast, I've been doing vlogs there on YouTube, on Instagram, taking pictures of myself, talking to people, doing negotiations, whole 9 yards. I've preached in front of churches before and stuff like that. And public speaking is so nerve-wracking. But the thing is, you're going to make mistakes. And nobody's going to expect you to be perfect your very first time. Nobody really expects you to be perfect in general. Once you get to that 10,000 hours maybe, or you've done several speeches in front of a lot of people, then they might start expecting better results, but nobody is going to look down on you because you went up in front of somebody and said one little thing wrong. Now, if you make a fool of yourself, that's a little different, but as long as you're trying, I guarantee a lot of people, and especially the people that really matter, are not going to say it, oh, yeah, I can't believe you said that or you did that. And last little thing here, one of my previous podcasts, I totally made a mistake about how many days were in the year. I, for some reason, was thinking 355 days instead of 365 days. And, you know what? I just left it there. I said, forget it. I bet people aren't even going to realize it. And you can go back and look if you want. But, I made a mistake. We're all humans. And you know what? I at least put the content out there because I know there's some people like myself who wait years and years and years before they do something. I've been thinking about doing a podcast for 2 years. And you know what? I made a mistake on one of my very first podcasts. And who cares? I'll get better as I go along, but, I want to get the content out there for y'all, and it was more about the content than my mistake there. So, guys, whatever it is, remember that mistakes are the stepping stones to learning. So you have to make mistakes in order to grow, in order to become that master later on. So if you enjoyed this message, please leave a review, subscribe to this podcast. Let me know exactly what you think, what things you want to hear. I really want to get some feedback from y'all and understand exactly what you're looking for, because this is not just about a fit body. This podcast is not about being fit and eating right. It's about life in general. That's what healthy living is. It's about having a balance of life. So guys, this is Philip Sessions with the Healthy Living Sessions podcast. I hope y'all have a blessed day.